You are watching Travel World Online.
जगह हमारी meetings हो गई. We have done the meetings from low level to high levels, and even Niti Aayog had that day called us, all this task force, and Jyoti ji, you are also there. What happened to that? They are just making joke of us.
मेरे को तो लगता है कि उनकी प्रायोरिटीज ही डिफरेंट है ही नहीं हमारे साथ, तो क्या करेंगे? तो वो कह रहे हैं कि बीफ का कटोरा लेके खड़े रहो सारा वक्त.
Unfortunate that nobody is understanding our problem.
Let's take it.
Nobody is understanding that with the no visibility of cash inflow, the Indian tourism industry is going to die. And nobody is looking at the large scale कि कितनी bankruptcies होंगी, यहाँ पे कितने business closures होंगे, यहाँ पे कितनी unemployment हो जाएगी. I think nobody is bothered about that. They said कि होने दो यार, जो होगा.
Let's talk of today's. What's your take, Mrs. Mel? आपसे शुरू करते हैं. What do you have to say?
Okay. Thank you, Anil. Thank you for hosting this platform. I think it's the need of the hour to get more and more vocal, and I think also very important that we should be doing much more of this and keep posting it everywhere. So maybe the government still decides to help us somehow, because I think that issue is very challenging right now. And it's like harping the same thing that we know. The government knows that we employ 9.2% of the GDP. And there's going to be a huge rise in unemployment. The government is already aware, which we've done through regular mailers and regular letters to them, requesting them to save this industry. And actually that is not happening. So we are looking at huge defaults happening in a lot of travel agents closing down shop. And what the government is talking about, yes, I agree, they've given a good amount to infrastructure. But what is the use of the infrastructure if there will be no one to really create the demand? And the demand will only be created by us travel agents. And if they are not going to save us, then what is the question? Where is the revival going to be? There is no survival, there is no revival. Forget the thrival. That is it's somewhere in the dreams now. So I don't think that is going to be possible at all. So that is the most important thing. They are talking about GST, a little bit of reduction in the GST, little bit of reduction in TCS, a bit of reduction in the TDS. What is the use of all these reliefs and rebates if primarily there's going to be no business? So when there is no business, what GST, what TCS, what TDS? So if the main crux of the whole thing is that the unemployment is going to go huge. They should have actually supported us as an industry so that unemployment doesn't become more focused. It doesn't happen in huge numbers. Where they are trying to actually save a certain sect of people, they are actually increasing it multifold, because we will have no option left but to ask them to leave. And we'll feel very sad, with a very heavy heart we'll have to tell them, because they have been a part of our extended family for years and years, So actually, if you ask me, the government is creating much more of a bigger, opening a bigger Pandora box than what is already existing. So I think it's a very wrong decision, and who else can we as association depend on? We can only depend on the government, and the government has not come in front of us to help us. So where are our taxes going? Where are the taxes that we have accumulated over the years if they can't even come to our support as an industry?
What BB Khanna, one is talking about in near future, domestic tourism is the key. Travel and tourism sector, hospitality sector, there's nothing for them, right? Survival fight. How do you take it? What's your take on this?
See, only the thing is, today everybody is talking about the survival and revival. So when there is no survival for what the government has given, it's a lack of, the umbrella in the rainy season. We are not having an umbrella from the governance, basically. It is the governance who has to really act here. And we, like Jyoti ji also said, that where exactly we have lacking here. We have, as a faith, as a CIA, FICCI, all the bodies, they together went there to the ministry. And it looks like that we are begging. We are not begging. We are looking after the, the unemployment, which is an impact of almost 10% employment, which is affecting, the tourism industry and the country, and almost 5 crore people. And totally, if the employment is 50 crore, out of 5 crore, they are employed in the hospitality and the tourism industry. And where exactly there is no cash flow, and if there is no cash flow, where exactly we are talking, even if the domestic tourism, where it will come? Even if the domestic tourism will come, but how it will come? There should be something to open our offices. Otherwise, what will happen? It will be a bankruptcies. It will be a business closures, which will lead to job losses and across the cities and hindrance to the India. So that exactly the governance has to understand for that.
Mr. Mehra, after repeated reminders, lot of follow-ups, everyone have tried their best. They assured you we'll come out with something, but nothing is there. What's your take, Mr. Rajiv Mehra?
The gratuity will now be applicable for 1 year onwards, shortly, not 5 years. So you have to shell out more money. So anyone who's done 1 year of service will be entitled to gratuity. So there is something more coming in for all of us. Anyway, now as far as tourism is concerned, we have done a lot. We have left no stone unturned. Members are agitated like, I don't know. The problem is that no one listens. Again, as everyone is saying, we are not the vote bank. We are not the people who finance their elections. None of us, because we cannot afford that. We, as Jyoti ji said, definitely we will have no choice except to send staff on leave or throw them out. We will have to do it with a heavy heart, and this will create more problems because the migrant laborers who were there, they went on standing in queues, taking ration, taking lunch and dinner being supplied. But our staff, the middle income group people, will never be able to stand in queue to find food for them. They will have no option except to finish their savings, and then God knows what they're going to do. We have just, like Faith, we have also just flashed a letter to everyone, including the Prime Minister. It has just gone. Our press release has also just gone. Copy is being sent to Faith for their information, because we have all been given a rough deal. We have heard that Ministry of Tourism saying that tourism sector has been given a lot. How? By means of loans to pay salaries. This is what they think, that a lot has been given to the tourism industry, which is very shameful.
Mr. Goyal, listening to all that, what's your take on this now?
I think there are two ways to look at it. One is, obviously we are all disappointed, but I never had a hope. I had said 2-3 days back in various groups that if this government does not mention anything about the migrant workers, and more than 150 are dead, and it has already gone to the Human Rights Commission, the crime that is being committed by this government against the migrant workers, history will say. तो मैंने CIA के उसमें भी अपने ITO के भी सब ग्रुप्स में मैंने कह दिया था कि forget about tourism. इसीलिए जो टास्क फोर्स की मीटिंग थी वो मैंने अटेंड ही नहीं करी, बिकॉज मैंने कहा इनसे ये टास्क फोर्स वाज अ डाइवर्शनरी टेक्निक्स. वो पुराने ज़माने में होता था ना, अगर कुछ नहीं करना तो एक कमेटी बना दो, राइट. ऑलरेडी एक गवर्नमेंट की वो बनी हुई है टूरिज्म एडवाइजरी बोर्ड, फिर एक दोबारा टास्क फोर्स बना दो. ये मतलब गोलियां दे रहे हैं, जैसे बच्चों को गोलियां देते थे, भाई चुप कर जा, रो मत. That I had no hopes from the government, because if they could not take care of the migrant workers, so they will never bother about tourism. So this 20 lakh crore was only a lip service, and whatever the finance minister and other people have announced, it is only restructuring and policies for reviving. On one side they say that this will create more tourism. जो 38 million jobs हैं जो इस टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री से खत्म हो रहे हैं, उनका no one is bothered about, and with the result that we are totally disappointed with the government.
Mr. Gurbaksh, what's your take on this?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Take to bahut, it's very dismal actually. We are very, very disappointed, as all of us are here, that there was no mention of hospitality and tourism. What is surprising is that in his opening speech in Red Fort, when the Prime Minister took over, he mentioned tourism as one of the 5 pillars. He has come last week again on TV and mentioned about the 5 pillars, where now tourism is missing. So we are confused whether the pillar has been changed or it has been removed and been replaced by anybody. I have no idea. I agree with Subhashji that we will have to do this ourselves. I do not also expect anything from the government. ये तो क्या है, कटोरा लेके जाने वाली बात हो गई है और ये हमें ट्रीट भी वैसे ही कर रहे हैं कि जैसे हम भिखारी हैं. Unfortunately, they do not realize how important this sector is, which contributes to almost 10% of the GDP. तो जब ये मार पड़ेगी और जब इसे रिवाइव करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो ये पुरानी बात हो जाएगी कि अब you cannot cry over spilt milk. Anyway, हमारा काम है कि शिद्दत करते रहना. ये इनके somewhere hope है कि ये कुछ ना कुछ जरूर last minute में announce करेंगे. But I would like to tell them that, you know, like justice delayed is justice denied. So also stimulus delayed is stimulus denied. By that time, more and more people will go into bankruptcy. More and more, establishments will die down, and then it will not be easy. It will be absolutely impossible to revive them. One more thing I would like to tell the government that I've been putting down in all my letters is that आप लोग doctors कहते हैं, even hoteliers and restaurateurs and tourism people, we are all corona warriors because we are stepping out of the line and providing our services even at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Amresh.
After 50 days of lockdown, PM announced an economic relief package that would put the country back into the feet and make India self-reliant. That is 20 lakh crore in 2020. This 20 lakh crore in 2020 is complete meaningless. Industry did not get anything which we wanted to have. They forget to realize the importance of the tourism industry. And it is a high time, because what we had seen, they had not only the tourism industry, there is no sectorial bailout package given to any industry, be it the auto industry, entertainment, tourism, steel industry. Those industries were in crisis, they all are having the same problem. So having said that, I think this is the need of the hour, that we need to look ourselves. If we unite together, what we are saying कि हम 3.5 करोड़ लोगों को employ करते हैं. If 3.5 crore लोग, if they put 100 rupees each, we can get in 24 hours 350 crore rupees to bail out ourselves. Even if we pay 1 day salary of entire 3.5 crore people, will have around 3,500 rupees crore fund. I think this is high time we create India Tourism Foundation and send a mail to the Prime Minister, whatever money I had given to you in the PM Care Fund, please return back. I need the money for my tourism industry revival. Refund the money, put the money in. This is the account number I am giving for India Tourism Survival Fund. Give the money back to this fund. I think that's the only strong message we can send to this ministry. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really actually disappointed with the stimulus package what the finance minister has given. The finance minister states that 20 lakh crores will be spent on stimulus, and what we have seen in travel, tourism, and hospitality, which actually constitutes 1/10 of the economy and supporting about 38 million people, and our businesses being zero, and with no stimulus and no stimulus in sight, we will not be able to exist in this downturn, and if the government is wise, they would basically look at it in a different way, because if we don't exist, they will not earn revenues, and if they don't earn revenues, there would be a further downturn. So really very disappointed with this provisions of not being provided to travel agents.
20 lakh crore stimulus has come and gone without mentioning anything about travel and tourism sector. It is disappointing and unfortunate that government does not recognize contribution of travel and tourism industries towards economical and financial growth and kind of employment we generate. The government has failed miserably to address our concern.
What is the way out? What is the call now? Mrs. Mayal, let's start with you.
Okay. So I think like what Amrish was saying, we've been talking about this since quite some time. And I think the creating a corpus for our own industry is going to be playing a very important role. Because I think जो हमें मोदी जी ने और फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने सिखा दिया और ड्रिल कर दिया हमारे में that हमें अपने ऊपर आत्मनिर्भर होना चाहिए. I think it's time that we look into the आत्मनिर्भर part and start motivating ourselves to see what we can do for ourselves and our memberships at large. You know that even looking into the entire way the finance minister distributed the huge amount she had accumulated to distribute, not even a word for ease of business came in for our businesses. You know, there could have been at least if statutory, which doesn't cost them anything, ease of business, which doesn't cost them anything, we are asking for. Just to give an example, and I always say aviation and tourism is a part that has to be played together. Our monies are locked down with, I'm sorry to say that, all the airlines. Our refunds are all in shells. Our upload money with the low-cost carriers are bailing them out. It's our rightful money and it's bailing them out. Today we are hearing that, you know, airlines are planning to buy other airlines. They have money to invest to buy other airlines which are not doing well in this world, but they don't have money to look after their own industry. So where is Make in India? Where is our money going?
Mr. Rajan Sehgal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Anil Sharma, again giving us a platform to raise our concerns. Otherwise, dil ke arma dil mein reh jate hamare. But you know, as people are very disappointed today, for especially travel, tourism, and aviation. But if you can see, as Mr. Goel said, Mrs. Mayal said, if you see whatever package they announced, which is so-called a 20 lakh crore package, it's so confusing and so complicated. Even the industries which they have named are not able to understand in the last 5 days. You know, we have to unite ourselves. We have to make first of all, our own company's crisis fund, then make the travel and tourism fund also. And it is the time to collaborate and alliance with our small travel agents. We should come together. If somebody is expert in events, somebody is expert in ticketing, we should merge together 3-4 companies and work if we want to survive. But the travel industry will definitely revive, whether government will help or not help. We are very strong. We have taken 26/11, 9/11, everything, but we will come forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Captain Sardesh.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the way forward you find now? Because the only thing is synergy. What Mr. Rajan was talking about, but I also believe this is time to combine our energies and make synergy. So what's the way forward you think? What's your take on that?
You know, in the adventure tourism industry, Mr. Anil ji, aisa hai, we have a huge problem. Our members are scattered all around the country in the far frontiers of the Himalayas, of the desert, and coastal areas. And you know, I was telling you that I was attended a meeting of the Ladakh tour operators 2 days ago, and I was shocked to know that 3,000 motorbike owners who are looking for jobs, who are looking for EMIs to be paid. There is zero business. There are 4,000 taxi drivers in a place like Leh town itself. They have no jobs. I think there are 3,000 rafting guides in Rishikesh alone. There are so many small components of the tourism business which needs to address. Our association is now, you know, I don't want to say bad about the government, They have their own limitations, own problems, right? And we had a huge expectation from them. Abruptly have fallen from the sky to the khajur ka darakhts. Uh, what happening is we have to look after ourselves. We in the industry have felt ourselves, all of us, in the adventure industry, that we unite together, create a fund. First, to help those people who are especially needy in the porters and guides and so on and so forth, and then move on to help the smaller agencies who are in a dire need of money. So what Amaresh has said, what Mr. Rajan has said, we also believe in the same way, and this has to be done not tomorrow, but it should be done yesterday. So it's an urgent need. I think we have to stand on our feet. We have to work together. There's one point which is I feel personally.
Let's start with now from the hotel industry perspective. Mr. Gurbakshin, what you have to say, the way forward.
I also agree that a corpus would have to be created. And the way forward is that we'll have to take care of ourselves. Uh, as I said, associations will have to be stronger, and collectiveness will have to be there. What we have we have been contemplating in so many days is that we are not going to be dependent on a stimulus. Well, of course, where we lose that stimulus, there will be downfalls, there will be bankruptcies, there will be closures, but that will tantamount directly to jobs. We've been trying to make the government explain. We are trying to make the government understand that it is not only going to be closures for the establishments. It's going to come and tell directly on the jobs. And as it is, there is a job issue in this country. How will they, sort of balance that? So we'll have to come together ourselves. We'll have to think of, obviously, times are going to change, things are going to change, working conditions are going to change. We'll have to have a synergy with all the different tourism vectors, like travel, the tourism, travel, aviation. All of us will. Yes, we are one. We'll have to work more closely. And what will happen here is that the outsiders, whom we call the aggregators, we'll have to see that their role is minimized, because right now we are almost hand to mouth, and we cannot afford to give any other a little sop also out. So I will not name them, but I know of two OTAs already whom we have been at loggerheads with, have approached us directly today and yesterday to come and see the way forward, because without us they are nothing, and without them also we'll be suffering. So we'll have to synergize our efforts. We'll have to go forward with everybody, and we'll have to see what best can be derived out of that.
OTS companies, they are billing outside India. They are,
that's right.
The local travel agents are not able to compete with them. We need to address that particular issue. How you're going to handle, quite a few companies, I don't know name companies, they will have the contract with the hotels. They'll get better rates. Local agents won't be able to compete. How you're going to tackle these issues? Will you please, let's start with you.
See, the issue has been that we've already been pointing out to the government. What has happened is that stakeholders are never involved when making these laws. There is some odd babu sitting somewhere, sorry to say, who comes up with the idea on how to run micro and macro manage. He just spews it out. Unfortunately, that is not the way to work. While we welcome, I'll give you an example of the B&Bs and Airbnbs and even the homestays. While we welcome them, there is no compliance required from them. I can open a forum. I can tell you in Mumbai, in a suburb, there are examples of 4-storied hotels separated by their floors, and on each floor is operated as a bed and breakfast separately. Now, we've been telling the government that what the hell are you people doing? Don't you all see this? You are not only you are losing revenue, we are losing business also. But it doesn't work. In fact, when this pandemic started, you'll be surprised to know that the Department of Tourism had informed us that there are 65 Iranians who came in from Delhi into Mumbai, and not even one was traceable. only one person was traceable, and the rest 64 they have stopped. Then the pandemic increased, and they just let it be. Could it be possible that those were also carriers? I mean, these small things are going to create a huge issue. And if the stakeholders not involved in decision making, about all about the fiasco which they made. They created a tourism task force, and except faith, none of us were included in. I mean, this is all a thought process that let's not bring in the people who are involved in it, so that we don't have to give any answers anyway. I really am at loss of words as what to say.
Mr. PP Khanna,
Yeah,
what do you have to say on this?
yes, correct. Actually, it's a time when we have to work together. And, to combat the situation and bring healthy all around. For the growth of the tourism, it is very, very necessary that we discuss each other and drop an action plan to decide about the costing of various, the services. And at this time of grave crisis in the industry, all service providers, I'm talking all service providers, whether it's a hotelier, transporters, tour operators, should work with complementing each other and not competing with each other. That's the most important thing, that to boost ourselves. Subhashji and Amreshji is also saying that, to create a fund for ourselves, but how to distribute that, that's a problem. That exactly will create, okay, if we have a 3.8 crore people, and if we really, like Ramresh said, 100 rupees we each, deposit in the bank, and we are with 380 something like that crore. But how to distribute with them? That's a problem. We have to first come back with that, and we have to discuss of all these things in week. It is not like that just creating 100 rupees from everybody.
Kanai, that can be discussed.
Can I just stop for 1 minute?
Please.
Yeah.
PP, thank you for raising this question, because it's very important whenever you do a cause, any cause, that need to have the honesty, that need to have the sincerity, and that need to have a pure heart. The whole project, when I discussed almost 2 months back in the faith board, Jyoti ji supported me and Mr. Goyal supported me at that time. Even Mr. Anand said, let's do it, and job was given to Assis. Unfortunately, Assis has done not much into this. Maybe he was busy. But the whole project has been prepared where, if given the chance, tomorrow can show you the incomplete presentation, how the money will be distributed, how this will function. I'm open to have complete discussion with the stakeholders whenever you want in 10 minutes notice time. Thank you.
Great.
It will come, and when it will come, or from where the money will come for the fund, that needs to be discussed and understood much better.
Everything has to be discussed.
Anyway, that is not the point here at the moment today. As some of you have rightly said, we have to work all together, especially the hotels, not undercutting the tour operators and travel agents. So that is definitely there. But our main thing, which I would like to say, is that we have to make our ministry, the government of India, aware that they have not done justice to us. We will not get anything, but we have to make them understand that you have not done justice to us. I have written today. There were talks going on wherein there said demonstrations and all those kinds of things. I said, open up, let all our staff, whether it is tour operators, guides, hoteliers, anyone, all black bands throughout, and all of us who have clout with the media, we must get it done. Similarly, to start with, if Jyoti ji or Goyal Sahab agrees, any webinar meeting with MOT or commerce or finance, let us wear a black band on our forehead. Who stops us? Let everyone wear it. If we have the guts, let us do it. We can't get print.
Mr. Sharma, let me tell you, thank you for calling me for this interview and asking the opinion of the Adventure Tour Association of India. It's very nice of you. I think what's really is happening is there were too much, our expectation was too much. Imagine if the government can, first of all, has to look after the migrant workers who are walking on the street and they are not getting even a bus transportation to go home. What do you expect that they will give it to us? No, they won't. I think it's a lip service we did. We were expecting a huge support from the government, but we didn't get anything. I must tell you, we the adventure tour operators have seen this kind of crisis in our life many times. We must work together to create a fund which has been given by him. How to distribute is something we can talk about it, but this is a very good positive suggestion. We're seeing positively. I have another point to make to my colleagues here. My point is, Government of India has asked us to do lockdown and close the offices and close the business, and we have lost a business. They have to compensate it. It is legally bound to pay compensation to us. I think none of us even gone to that level of legal compensation. They have to, therefore, it is their right. It is our right to ask for compensation. Why should you not ask for compensation? I want my colleagues here in the panel to throw some light on it. Can't we ask the court? Can't we ask the government to give us a compensation to us, because it is you who asked us to close the business. So this is a point I think I need some input on it. Thank you, Ms. Anilji.
What is our future line of action? I don't think that we are going to get anything from this government. We will have to unite. We will have to think out of the box. We'll all have to think of whatever our strengths are of each and every organization, and we will have to work. Secondly, we will have to create our own cooperative fund. Let us explore the possibility in faith. If we can file a case against the government, we'll have to talk to one or two senior lawyers. And in the Supreme Court, let us file a case and let all the 10 associations chip in and support this, that you have asked us to close the offices, and 38 million people are, already Supreme Court has taken a decision that the government cannot force us to pay any salaries, right, when we are not getting any income. I hope you are all aware of this decision. If you want, I'll get it circulated to all the...
It is a stay for 7 days. It is a stay for 7 days.
Right. So that means we have one decision in favor of the public, and there is no harm exploring that possibility. But at the same time, you see, the idea of Rajiv Mehra is an excellent idea. I remember when service tax was first introduced, when I was president of ITO, we had put the safe tourism bans, and we had a press conference with safe tourism bans, and all the TV channels and all the media covered us. And within 2 days, Chidambaram, who was not even acknowledging our phones, called us for a meeting. And we had a big demonstration, on Parliament Street. And then they heard us. And it was suspended for 2 years, service tax, if you all remember. But then, you see, they reintroduced it. The point is that, we cannot say that हम ये करेंगे और वो नहीं करेंगे. The idea of Amrish, Punjabi में कहते हैं जेड़ा बोले वो यो कुंडा खोले. Since Amrish has taken this initiative, I would like him to take the lead. If Faith Board agrees, fine. Otherwise, Amrish, I think the president of FHRI is here, president of TAI is here, Rajiv Mehra is representing ITO, FHRI president is there. So I think you are representing ICPB, domestic tour operators are there, adventure tour operators are there. So I think if all of us who are here today, and if you can give us a little background, I'm sorry, Anil, we are, I believe in one thing. काल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब. शन में परलय होगी, बहुर करेगा कब. So if we have to do, and I think we have a good gathering of all the presidents, and they are capable of enough taking a decision. And if Amrish has worked hard on it, and you see, and as rightly said by Jyoti ji, that we cannot wait till tomorrow, right? It has to be done yesterday. So Amrish, if you can share with us what you, with the permission, I hope all the presidents agree. Does anyone have black band pehne? Because that will show our protest. And that's a very civilized way of protesting. To जोश के साथ हमें होश से भी काम लेना है और जो अमरीश की प्रेजेंटेशन है, आई थिंक लेट अस लिसन टू इट, और फिर हम सारे इसको वी कैन मेक फेथ टू सपोर्ट इट, क्योंकि आधे से ज़्यादा बोर्ड मेंबर्स तो यहीं बैठे हैं. तो लेट अस अमरीश, इफ यू आर देयर.
We've already discussed this in faith. We've already initiated it, so we'll take it forward there.
चलो
मैं तो बोल ही रही हूँ, कॉपस तो क्रिएट होना ही चाहिए.
As long as all of us agree, I'm sure Faith will also agree. उन्होंने notes ही
Can I raise 2 points if you permit me?
Please,
Yeah,
please,
sure.
please.
Sure,
One
sure.
of the people says, including Mr. Mehra, Mr. Goyal, Jyoti ji, that having a black band and going to the street, I think that's the only
not going to the street. Not going to the street. अभी तो हम जैसे
सर सुन, एक बार सुन ले. अगर आप ऑफिस में बैठ के ये करोगे कोई सुनेगा नहीं. But I am suggesting, if tomorrow onwards we can start 2 things. One, each and every employee of the company, including Pune, have one page where clearly written "Save India Tourism," Save Tourism, and
Save Tourism,
put it on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram of his personal. Create a whole mass in all the social channel. Every employee need to do. Then only he will be counted as present in the office at work from home. Make it must. The kind of impact it will create with the even 1 crore people do multiplied by 7,000. And second, we can start another hashtag ठीक नहीं है. She said ठीक है. We'll start another hashtag ठीक नहीं है. Hashtag ठीक नहीं है.
Should I say something? United we stand, divided we fall. We don't have to depend on the government. We have to do it all ourselves.
Mr. Amresh.
Real cash outgo will be determine the credibility of the Prime Minister in this government.
United, remain strong and not feel dejected. We know that there are difficult times ahead, and therefore I would like each one of you to tightly hold your resources and finances to survive on zero income for few months to come. Use your resources and finances smartly, diligently and wisely to remain floating. Other thing, enhance your knowledge. Keep yourself up to date with relevant information. I am optimistic that as soon as vaccination is found, travel and tourism will be booming again. Thank you so much. We will bounce back strongly.
Mrs. Mayal, let's close with you. Final remarks from you.
Okay. Everyone is saying be positive. That, of course, has to happen. Let's reinvent, restructure, and relook how our best practices are going to be to move forward, because that is what is going to make this industry come back to normal. And we need the best practices in place that we unitedly follow those.
Thank you very much.
You are watching Travel World Online.